who tunes in. You guys are all amazing that check us out. Ike Diaz live in the place to be. It's going to go down tonight. We're going to have a good broadcast. I'm not going to talk as much about as what I normally talk about, but we're going to be doing some exciting stuff tonight. So it's going to be pretty cool because we got some good things in store for you guys. So I hope everybody's getting the broadcast here pretty soon. Some exciting stuff tonight. There you go. Hold on. Got some good things in store for you guys. So I hope everybody's getting started going off in the background. Didn't realize that. Didn't realize. How's everybody doing tonight? Hi Trent, hi Beth. Thank you for being here. I know that you guys are in the chat right now. You guys are always amazing for always supporting. I know Beth, it's late tonight for you, so I know you got to get to bed soon. But I do appreciate you being here. You are very awesome for stopping by and checking it out for me. I mean, you guys are awesome. I'm trying to figure out how to give you guys the wrenches so that like when we get bombed by when we have our regular talks and then we get the bomb, everybody knows what I'm talking about. We get bombed by a bunch of people at once and they start going off the wall with all kinds of different ideas about everything, and we have our own conversation going on, and they hit us with all that crazy stuff, Right. But it's cool. We have a great time. It's fun. So tonight, the podcast tonight is brought to you by King's Cannabiz. King's Cannabiz presents Ike Diaz Live, KBLP LLC 4 on YouTube, KBLP LLC podcast on YouTube, and KBLP LLC on Speaker, iHeart, Spotify, Pandora, and iTunes. So make sure to go to all those locations and check out our podcasts. We have a lot of great podcasts. We have a lot of great podcasters. We have a lot of great broadcasters now. So make sure you tune in to us. It's a great time. Everybody enjoys and loves broadcasting. So make sure that you check everybody out. I think you will find something that you'll be interested in. I could sit here and name off all the podcasts if you like, but I don't want to bore everybody out because we're trying to get into the podcast right now, to the broadcast. We're trying to get it in. Is everybody seeing my homepage for Facebook? Let me know. I just want to make sure. You got it, Beth? Cool. Thank you for letting me know. How about you, Trent? Could you see it? Or Susan, or who's it? Susan's here too. Hey, Susan, how you doing? Sorry about that. Oh. I know Trent's here with us. I know that it jumps up and down, guys. It's so crazy. Once again, you're live with Ike Diaz on Ike Diaz Live. It goes down. I'm so excited about tonight. I have a treat for you guys. I'm going to be giving away a King's Cannabiz t-shirt. I'm gonna have some trivia coming up that I'm gonna be doing, and all you got to do is write it in the chat, and then I'll get back with you as soon as possible, and I'll be showing you the t-shirt here in just a little bit. I have to flip the screen so you could check it out. I got my shirt last night, and I'm all happy. I'm all excited. I always get excited when I get new t-shirts from people with sponsors or anything that support us. And then I got a Angel Cannabis, shout out King's Cannabiz. You just shared it for me. I appreciate it, brother. That's awesome, man. King's Cannabis. I'll do the address real quick for you guys. So you want to make sure to check out King's Cannabis. Plus, they got a clothing line, which I'll be showing you my T-shirt here in a little bit. And then, like I said, I'll be giving away a T-shirt. So make sure you check that out. So 2132 East. I don't. The name is Bijou, I think. Street, Suite 114, Colorado Springs, Colorado, 80909. King's Cannabis at gmail.com. The phone number is 719-465-2407. You will be really happy with the service that you receive. Cool, man. All around flat, man. I'm gonna be doing a trivia question in just a little bit, and you just have to write down the trivia question, man. Even if you get it wrong, mostly everybody who probably hears this is going to get it wrong, but I get a lot of listeners throughout the week, so I'm going to give it like about 4 or 5 days before I pick a winner. So even if you get it wrong, I still might pick you to send you out a T-shirt from King's Cannabis, man. And once you see the shirts, you're going to be like, wow, those are pretty cool, man. I got mine last night, so you're going to be pretty excited. So once again, make sure you check out King's Cannabis. They have their clothing line, and you can check out their store, 2132 East Bijou. I think it's like the pizza. It's Bijou Street, Suite 114, Colorado Springs, Colorado. Yeah, I got a couple really good trivia questions, man. So I do my trivia. I haven't done my trivia forever because I do the jam every Saturday. So I've been off. I've been taking a break from my regular podcast, and I've been doing the Ike Diaz lives, and we talk out here. I know. All around flat. We talk. We talk the truth. The earth don't move, man. You know that. Anyway, so yeah. Yeah, I seen his broadcast on YouTube the other day, man, and he was promoting all his product. I'm not into the reefer scene, man. I'm not, but I do support it because I'm out here in Colorado. Where are you from? All around flat. I'm out here in Colorado, so I do support it since it is legal, and it is legal in several states now, and it's probably going to go legal in almost every state across the United States. So, everybody's pushing for it. I'm behind it, so it's cool. Phoenix, Arizona. Yeah, that's a cool place, man. I was out there for a while. Yeah, man. That's a great place, man. It gets hot out there. Oh, you get the medical card there, right? Yeah, we were that way for a while. We had a guy out here called Ken Gorman, man. He was called the Green Governor of Colorado, man. He's one of the ones that ushered in the whole green movement for everybody. Are you hearing me pretty good all around flat? And could you see I've got my Facebook up right now. I'll be showing the T-shirt here in a little bit, but I'll be getting into some conversation, and then I got a Russian Vids video I want to mirror tonight. I talked to Russian Vids, and he said it was golden to mirror a video he put up. It's a he does good work. I don't, everybody can say about whatever they want about whatever they want, but I take some of the work from, I try to mirror it to some of the people that don't listen to him, that listen to me. So hopefully it works out all around, hopefully get his work pushed out there a little more. Because like I said, I do like a lot of the work that he does put some good work together, man. I gotta admit it. He's a cool guy, man. He always gives me a shout out, lets people know about me. So, and that's the weird thing. Like I did the Truth podcast the other night, man, and I didn't realize that, I know about what I'm into, but the reality didn't hit in that I was basically a truther now. You know what I mean? So it it kind of hit me like common sense kicked in and said, "Man, you're a truther." And I talked to some big name YouTubers, man, and got a couple 100,000 subscribers, and they say, "Yeah, you're a truther, man. Everybody knows about you." I'm like, that why I don't got all the subs that these guys got or whatever, but at least they're talking to me, so I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah, I know what you mean, man. That's why I don't watch. That's why I don't subscribe to news. I don't watch regular television no more, man. Just because of that reason. And then, like I said, there's certain stuff that I like from Russian vids, like when he puts out certain videos, like this one I'm gonna play tonight. It's pretty interesting, man. I just really what I like is the intro is where President Kennedy's talking, and it's the classic. We're gonna put the man on the put the man on the moon, and we all know the real story behind that. So yeah, sometimes I get bombed, man. Like I'll have like about 10 globe earthers drop in, man, and just bomb me, man, bomb, and I will have to erase all their comments, man. So I need to send out wrenches, but I don't know how to do that because like I'll be talking and they'll just be going off, man. We had like 5,000 comments in the comments a couple nights, not like 2 weeks ago, man, because of it. So and all I was doing was my introduction, you know what I mean, to let people know about my journey, you know what I mean, my journey, my path. So once again, I'm gonna give a shout out to King's Cannabis. They're awesome. Ike Diaz Live, King's Cannabis presents Ike Diaz Live tonight. They also sponsor KBLP LLC 4 on YouTube, KBLP LLC podcast on YouTube, and KBLP LLC on Speaker, iHeart, Spotify, Pandora, and iTunes. You can catch us on all them locations. And like I said, you could check the list out of all of our podcasts. Oh yeah, man. Here's my saying on that, man. I don't know if you listened to my broadcast, but I always say they're handing out fake moon rocks, fake pet rocks to everybody. They're pet rocks, like the Steph Curry fake moon hoax stuff, man. Fake moon rocks, man. So make sure you check out King's Cannabis clothing line, and also check out the store 2132 East Bayou Street, Suite 114, Colorado Springs, Colorado 80909. King's Cannabis at gmail.com, 719-465-2407. And make sure you keep listening for the t-shirt giveaway tonight that I'll be doing. Or not, I'm going to be doing the trivia for tonight, and I'll be giving the t-shirt away in about 4 or 5 days because I know we're going to have hundreds of listeners stop by later on throughout the week. I know we'll probably only get like 10 or 15 listeners tonight, but I know throughout the week we'll have tons of listeners. So it's going to be pretty cool. So, I don't want to mess this up, but shout out to Sulfur. I'm gonna have to go back to it. It's the studio I was at last night. I had it down packed before I do it. I'll have to come back to it because I can't remember how to say the last name. So yeah, because the firmament, it's never gonna hit. They're never gonna hit the earth. They had us living in fear for the last since I was since I was a kid that we there was a chance we were gonna get hit by a comet or a meteor. Do you remember that old all around flat? Do you remember that old movie, The Comet, man? Which was a really awesome movie, but it was pre-programming for all of us. But it was a really awesome. They kind of turned into demons and then into dust, man. And it was the comet. I guess it was based on like Haley's Comet or something like that. I mean, it was a really good movie, man. It was a really good movie. Like Like I remember watching it over and over. We had it on VHS. That's when VHS were out when I was a kid, man, and we would watch that over and over. Ice Age coming, man. Yeah, we're in Colorado, man. So it's gonna hit us, man. And I know you're up there in Phoenix, so I know you're still pretty warm. You know, I know it's pretty warm up there, man. And I had talked to one of the other big time um YouTubers like about 3 years ago, 4 years, about 3 years ago. And I had told him I think that when they hit Colorado, it's going to be an ice age. They're going to freeze us out here. You know, and he responded to me. He said, "Yeah, but there's other stuff with FEMA and all kinds of other stuff." And but I think that I still think on my end, you know, being out here in Colorado, we're going to get hit by it. You know, it's like 35 at night, man. We're barely getting 35 in the daytime. Out here in Colorado, we were down at 0. We were down at like 7 below for a couple nights in a row, man. So it's probably around 20 degrees right now for us. It's probably around 20. I'm guessing. If I were to take a guess, I don't really look at the weather, but just to take a wild guess, it's around 20 degrees. So it's crazy. So I do got to give a shout out to TBeast303.com. Make sure you check him out. Make sure you check out the new Frank Gotti album. I'm going to be doing an interview with him coming soon, so make sure you check that out. It's hip hop music. If you're into any of the hip hop music, I still promote that. I do. Usually, I do it on my podcast on KBLP LLC, but since I'm doing the Ideas Live, I kind of move it in a little bit. It don't distract from what we're moving forward with as far as the truth movement and as far as getting the message out there to people. You know, as correctly as we can, because you know the information that we have is basically information that everybody has on YouTube, but we gotta get it to like people who listen to us too, because they don't get the information. So we want you know globe believers to come in and listen to us. But it's the craziest thing, if we get one fact wrong, you know that it's all shut down. We can have 100 perfect facts, but if we get one wrong, they're gonna shut us down. You know, they'll shut us down. You know what I mean? Oh, that's cool, man. Out here in Colorado, my brother non-schooling is out Colorado right now. Oh, that's cool, man. Shout out to everybody who's in the chat, everybody who's listening, and everybody who will listen throughout the week. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share if possible. Facebook, Twitter, IG, whatever you can share it to, that'd be awesome. You know what I mean? So that'd be a good job. Thanks, Beth. Thanks for saying hello. Like I said, Beth, thanks for staying around as long as you can tonight. I know you got to get up early tomorrow for work and stuff, but thanks for coming in this late. I'm trying to figure out how to get that wrench to you guys, so I'll be getting you a wrench here soon. Hey, Susan, you still around too in the chat? Hopefully you're around still with us. Okay, thank you. I knew you was there. I know you hang out there. Trent, hopefully you're around too. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate you always being here too. And all around Flat Earth, thank you for being here. You're awesome, man. It's awesome that you're here hanging out with me, man, on a late Sunday night. A late Sunday night, we're gonna party with Ike Diaz live. So I'm gonna give my my real quick. Real quick, what I'll do is the other album I want to give a shout out to is Ether Potion by Spooky T. TBeast303.com. And then, like I said, coming soon is the Frank Gotti, and I'll be doing the interview on that. So make sure to be on the lookout for that. I'm going to show you the T-shirt that we'll be giving away. So make sure you check this out. I hope you enjoy it. Let me just flip the screen real quick around for us. Mm. I'll show it in a little bit. I'll show it in a little bit, guys. I don't want to mess up the screen right now. The screen's rocking and rolling like we got it, so I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to mess it up, guys. I always do that. I'll mess around and mess it up, and then I won't be able to get back to where I'm going because I have all these windows open because I got stuff I'm trying to present to everybody the best way possible. The best way possible. So real quick, I don't want to throw everybody off because I do want to talk a little bit about music because we were recording last night. So I like um, I'm still involved in the music business, but I know since my awakening happened, I know it's not a real thing, guys. It's not. The music business is not real. So, and I'm going to talk about reality, life's reality later, compared to the matrix system that they're putting on us, basically, just a little bit later. So, my thoughts, real quick, on the music industry as far as Colorado and mainstream. As far as Colorado goes, Colorado is real saturated now, um, and you don't have the support that we had when we started way back. When we first started way back, we had a lot of support. We had a lot of friends. We had a lot of people that supported us and took care of us, and they pushed our music for us. So we moved pretty good. We moved around pretty good with our music. We went city to city. We went on tour. You know, yeah, I know. That's what I was. That's what I was worried about. Yeah, I was worried about that. That's the reason. Thank you for reminding me too, because that's why I didn't end up sharing it right now because I know I popped it up there for a second. Thank you, all around flat Earth or all around flat. I know I don't want that to happen because this channel's doing pretty good. I already hit all the numbers. I already hit all the subscribers, so I'm pretty excited about this channel. I know a couple other of my buddies, my flat Earth buddies, told me the same thing, and it's crazy because this is like my seventh or eighth channel. Yeah, see. You know what? I do these podcasts and stuff. I'm just a voice, man. I'm not a computer guy, man. I'll be honest with you. I'll be completely honest with you, man. I've been a voice, and people listen to me. It's crazy. I don't, I just like, I don't know. I guess I got a good way of talking or something because people like to listen to me. So, but I'm happy with that. But thank you for reminding me about that. So as far as mainstream goes, I had clicked onto the computer just a minute ago, and hope I don't lose that. Why is that not coming in now? Oh shoot. Well, anyway, wait for that. I'll cancel that out. My internet had went out just a little bit earlier today. Oh, you got a phone and that's it. Yeah. So I had clicked on I had turned the computer on earlier, and it was talking about. I don't care about the Grammys. I'm not into any of that. I'm not. I've never been into it. My mother actually was into some of that stuff. She was like, she used to tell me, "Aren't you gonna watch this?" I said, "Like, I don't really care for any of it. Even way back when I was a young kid, I never was into it. So, but to amuse her a little bit, I'd be like, yeah, I'll watch it later. But as I turn the computer on, they bring up Cardi B, and she first woman rapper to win the. So I'm talking a little bit about the mainstream music media, mainstream music. Um, she was the first woman rapper to win Now, is she a woman? No, I'm just joking. Joke, guys, joke. I'm just throwing that out there. She's the first woman rapper to win a Grammy, and I just saw that just by clicking on, just out of the blue, I saw it, and I read it, and then I read a couple other things, a couple other artists. I didn't know who they were. The only reason I know who Cardi B is because my daughter does a podcast, Lolita's Jams, and she plays Cardi B. She's the one that played Cardi B. She plays that kind of music. I'm not into it, but it's my daughter, so I let her do her own podcast. So she's old enough. She does a podcast. So um, that's how I found out about Cardi B. And when I first found out about Cardi B, I was like, you know how they call us? They say we have like mental disabilities and stuff like that. I know you know what I'm talking about all around Flat Earth, and I know Susan and Trent and everybody else knows. I know I don't mean to upset anybody, but I know that's what people say about us. Like, but when I first saw her, I thought something was wrong with her. You know what I mean? Like something was off. You know what I mean? Like, and then the way she would start talking, and I'm like, something is wrong with this woman. You know what I mean? Like the way she's talking. You know what I mean? So I was like, um, whoa. You know what I mean? So I felt bad about it after because because my daughter likes her music, so I felt bad about it after the fact that I said something. Sometimes I speak out of line and I said something, I hurt my daughter's feelings. I felt bad because I don't want to hurt my daughter's feelings because she likes to listen to her, and so I regret that part of it. But shout out to her. I'm not in that world that she's in as far as mainstream music and media and Grammys. I know that's all political contest. It's all I'll talk about it a little later, but it's all just a whole made up reality for people. That's all it is. It's just a made up reality, guys. And I know it. Once the awakening happens, we all know it. We all know what the real deal is with that. So it's like we're not hiding truth from anybody when we talk about that made up reality. You know what I mean? Yeah. See, that's what somebody messaged me about Amendment 29. I don't know about Amendment 29. I don't know what it is, but I read the message and I said, what we really got to worry about right now is Amendment 2 right now. That's the main amendment that we have to worry about, that we have to fight, you know? So that's the amendment that's the amendment that we have to fight. We have to keep Amendment 2 because that's our rights, man. That's our rights. We got to get our, you know what I mean? We got to do whatever we can to keep Amendment 2. But I know it's all rigged. It's all set up. Yeah, see, I'll get into it. I'm going to get into it. But yeah, so Cardi B is, by chance I saw that she won a Grammy tonight, and I know she's already into the system. She's fully into the system. You know, she's fully she's fully impacted by everything that goes around now. So she's into it. That's it. That's the rest of her life. Like I'm kind of glad I had never blown up to that much of a level because I'm glad that I didn't have to go through all those rich roles and training my brain and brainwashing and all that stuff that comes along with getting going to that level, because that's what happens when they go to that level. They're brainwashed. We can sit here and we can talk about MK Ultra. Everybody knows about that, so it's nothing new. I've done a lot of research on cloning. I can't sit here and break down all the white papers or anything for you right now, but I know MK Ultra is a real thing. We all know it. It dates back to they said they ended it in the 70s, but it still goes on today. This is 2019, and they're still using MK Ultra. So there's nothing that we could change. Yeah, yeah, guaranteed. You're completely right. So I've talked to my doctor, and I talked to my doctor. I talked to my daughter, and told her that not to be listening to the music, because the music is people don't the kids don't realize that it gets into their subconscious. And that's why when we were recording last night, we were actually were actually kind of doing that. We were actually making music that, you know, they didn't know, because these guys, the guys I work with, they're still asleep. You know, they think they're an awakening because, but they have no kind of clue. My one of my good friends, he's like my brother. He's like, oh man, did you vote? Did you vote for the president? Did you vote for Trump? You know, he was all on that. You know what I mean? And I'm like, dude, I stepped out of that realm, that reality, dude. I voted all my life until the awakening happening, and then once the awakening happening, I went away from it. You know what I mean? But it's not music anymore. You're correct. You're correct. It's not music. It's not music. And even the music we were making last night, I don't even consider that music, but it's still gonna be absorbed. But you know, I try to make good music, clean music. I don't use violence or cuss words or anything like that, because I want to push a good product that people listen to, and I have to do it because I go way back, you know, years into this, and that's how I've always gotten paid, even before my awakening. So I have to still put out this music so I can still get these royalties. I want to eventually get away from it, but I have to eventually find something different. That, you know, I got another business now, but you know, that business hasn't taken off to where I could just leave music completely alone. You know, but eventually it will. Eventually it will. You know. Yeah, that's guaranteed. You know, we're not at war with flesh, and we're at war with the spiritual war. That's why we ask for the full armor. You know, like every day. You know, like, and it's crazy. You know, you already know which YouTuber I'm talking about. He talks about it every day. You know, every day we listen to him, and he talks about it. I know you know who I'm talking about. So, uh, but a lot of people get weird about it. You know what I mean? Like we bring him up, like, but I don't know. He's brought a lot of good to the community too, as far as prepping, man. Prepping is big thing. You know, like we do a hey technology tech. Thanks for stopping by. It's cool to see you. I know I seen you. I know I seen you in the chat a couple nights ago too, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh no, no, no. I was talking about Richie, man. I don't. I'd have to check out. You listen to Danny Boy? I thought you were talking about Danny Boy from Death Row Records, man. I'll have to look up the Danny Boy. Is he? Do you listen to him on a regular basis? Dan Pratt? Yeah, I don't recall. I don't know for sure right now. I'd have to look into it and see if I know who if I came across this channel before. Because I listen to a lot of content creators, but you know, I got my group in like everybody else does, you know, but I still listen to other content creators every once in a while. Yeah, technology, tech, and indie, they always stop by and say hi. That's pretty cool. At least they're not coming in bashing our movement. You know what I mean? You know, it's weird to have somebody come in from another country, and then you got people from our own country, Americans like us, and they bash our movement. Yeah, yeah, I know what you're saying. I actually I've been laying off and off. You know, I've been catching every other day, you know, or every other couple days on him. You know, who's your big content creator that you listen to right now? Who's your main guy right now, or your main couple, if you don't mind me asking? Is it the Danny Pratt or the Danny boy that you were talking about? Is that the content creator that you listen to? That's cool. Technology, tech in India. I'm giving you a shout out online right now too for you. So I hope you can hear. I know you're probably in another language, but I know. A lot of my friends are natives, man, and you know what's funny is that they beaten on the natives so much they don't even mention that they're natives. Some of my buddies, man. You know, it's crazy, and I know that's hard. That's mean to say, you know, but it's the truth, man. I got a buddy who don't call himself native, and he's full native, man. And it's like it's because they've been beaten on so much over the, you know what I mean, like through TV shows, through everything. And I think about it, and I'm like, it's crazy. Like I've talked about it before. I'm like, you know, like you know how they always showed the cowboy shows, and they always showed the natives attacking the wagon trains and the cowboys and everything. Well, anyway, what if it wasn't? What if that's not the true reality? What if they just came here and just started wiping them all out? You know, and we know they did that, like with you know the guy, you know Columbus. You know he did that. You know, it's documented that he just took over and went ahead and did that. You know, so I know Western propaganda is so crazy, man. Like, you know, like I feel like though that I could have been born in the Western days, and I think I could have fit in really good. You know, I think that I know their lifespan was only like to 35, 40 years old or something. So I still feel like I could have fit in really good in that era, in that era, because I just feel like the only thing is no, I like stupid cowboy westerns. The only thing I feel about that era is the hygiene, man. The hygiene, man. I would have to go and invent. Uh, Man, that would be cool to go travel there, man. To be honest with you, I've seen some pretty places out there, man. In India, man. But like I was saying that the only like the main thing for me all around flat is the the hygiene, man. I would invent the shower. Yeah, that was the first thing I would do is make sure to put up that shower. Yeah, we don't need a shower day, but I'm one of those guys who take two or three, a couple showers a day sometimes. All around me, back okay. I don't know what he's saying. Technology, tech. Yeah, man. You know, back then it was all about the bath, man. In the Western days, as far as I know, they didn't even know what a shower was, man. You know, all around flat, they didn't even know what a shower was. So it's pretty crazy that they didn't even know what a shower was, man. That's some crazy crazy stuff to me. I think that's one of the weirdest things, man. Is because Europe, they had baths and they had to have shower technology if they had baths. So you would think they would have to have that. That's cool. Technology tech. You love America. America. I'm just stopping by King's Cannabis page real quick at the Facebook page. My internet is running so slow right now, guys. Sorry about any delays that we're having. So this is Angel Cannabis. He's the owner of King's Cannabis. So make sure you request him. Make sure maybe hit the picture of the t-shirt is on here and I won't have to flip that screen around, mess it up, Look at the old flashback. Sally Sale, I think, right? Is that who that was? It's going down tonight. I haven't looked at his page forever, so I have to come back and check it out. See what new stuff he got going on. I know they got a King Cannabis website. Yeah, you're right, man. I actually have vitiligo, man. I don't know if you've heard of that before. Oh yeah, basically, well, Michael Jackson did skin bleaching, but I have basically the similar thing to that, man. So, um, I know that, like I said, that's the only thing that would worry me about the Cowboy days. But they seem like lived a passionate life. The stories they had to tell. You know what I mean? But like what I've been really going over is I've been going over the history of like the 1500s because I like to study history too, and I've been going over like the history from the 1500s, 1600s, 1700s, and it's true. Like what these guys are saying is the history really don't start to 1811, 1812. Man, it's the oddest thing, man. It really don't like a lot of. I'm talking about a lot of history. Like a lot of history don't start to the 1800s. Like all right, technology tech, Indy. I'll look into it and I'll let you know, man. Thanks for the invite, man. Like I said, I got my passport. I'd love to go out there. Love to go, dude. America's. Oh yeah, I read that part. Yeah, man. We can get into that pharmaceutical thing. I got into it with my driver today, man, and not got into it, but we had a good conversation. We both agreed that the pharmaceutical industry that they're basically drug dealers, man. And that's why King Cannabis is so important because they have actually helped. He's actually helped numerous people get off of prescription medications, man. People have went in there being on 7 or 8 different prescription medications, and King Cannabis has actually helped them get down to like CBD oils and stuff like that. And that's why I support the reefer movement, even though I don't smoke or I don't do any of that stuff. I still support the reefer movement. Because you're in Phoenix, so it's pretty much wild wild west there too, as far as the reefer goes. I think all around flat, you know. So I think that it goes down the same way out there. In my opinion, I think that you guys are like at where we were maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and I think that it's just gonna get better as far as the reefer madness goes. Like it's gonna get better for you guys. Like the taxing though is where I think that it gets a lot of the reefer stores. I know I say reefer like I'm an old guy or something, but it's just the way I don't know. I'm just kind of weird about how I talk about. talk about it, like, because there's so many different kind of names for it now. Like they have all kinds of different kind of names. So it's like we can pack and heat and smoke and weed. Pack heat and weed. All right, you gonna do a live tonight? Technology, tech, and indie. Okay, I'll try to stop by after my live's done, man. I'll go stop by and show some support for you too, bud. So yeah, so how do you feel about that amendment too, man? That they're basically that government shutdown. In my opinion, it's what I think because I heard like 5 or 6 other YouTube channels talk about it, and they all said the same kind of thing, that they think that the government shutdown was based on the amendment too. And all around flat Earth, how do you feel about that move as far as the government shutdown? Do you think that was part of the amendment two thing? I know a lot of people when they hear this, they're gonna just totally disagree, but um, I think it had a lot to do with that shutdown. That shutdown. I mean, I hope it doesn't. I honestly hope it doesn't. I hope that they can come to a level playing field when it comes to Amendment Two. But you got to look at Chicago and Texas right now. They're going sweeping and they're clearing out the weapons down there. They really are. That's what they're doing. Chicago and Texas, that they're taking away all the weapons from everybody. And I talked to my buddies in Chicago today, and they said they're doing a sweep on everybody. Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, 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 yeah. I know about that. What bill is that though? Because they re-signed the Munction Act, right? Is that the one you're talking about? Like the Propaganda Act or something like that? Is that? I think that's what you may be talking about. Let's see what he say. Technology tech, and sorry for the mistakes in English. I am an Indian and not known enough. Nah, technology tech, you're doing good, man. I appreciate you coming by. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into it. You got a link for me for that? All around flat Earth? Hey Jazzy, how you doing? You're supposed to come home. Channel Guns and Gadgets dude is on top of it. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna look into that. Yeah, I'm really gonna look into that, man. So I really need to find more. Like I said, like that's the amendment that I'm really worried about. I don't want to sound greedy, like saying I don't want, what I'm saying, weapons taken away from anybody, but in reality, we don't want anything taken away. from anybody. So I got a real quick note, real quick. So we have the comedy event coming up with Jimmy Abate. Ike Diaz presents the Colorado comedy event in Northglenn, Colorado. Inbox for details. Thank you guys. I just wanted to announce that real quick, guys. So make sure you check out the comedy event that we have coming up. It's going to be a pretty cool event. And we also have 2 upcoming hip hop shows. So if you're a hip hop artist, inbox me. My Facebook is up right now, so you can inbox me and get a hold of me, and we could try to get you booked on some of these events that we got coming up. So thank you guys. Real quick, Ike Diaz Live, brought to you by King's Cannabiz, Angel Cannabis. Make sure you check him out on Facebook. It's awesome. So here's another here's the thing I want to get into. Everyone has a theory and everyone has an opinion. Really, though, what I sat down and I thought about tonight before I went on is it's about common sense, and everybody has to make up their own decisions, on like what they think that they want to use in their life, like what decisions they want to make in their life. You know what I mean? So like everybody could sit here, like we could all sit here and everybody has their own channels, basically. You know what I mean? So like I said, it really boils down to common sense. You know what I mean? And the things I talk about on YouTube, on iHeart, on Spotify, on Speaker, it's just it's a lot of the stuff is the same stuff everybody who has a channel talks about. Could talk about. They could talk about on their own channel. Anybody, you know what I mean? It's their own opinion. It's their own content. It's their own creation. You know what I mean? It's whatever they want. Whatever they want to say. It doesn't have to be. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be like what somebody says, oh, you have to talk about this, or you got to talk about this. If I want to talk about flat Earth, I'm going to talk about flat Earth. If I want to talk about fake moon hoaxes, I'm going to talk about fake moon hoaxes. If I want to bring up the music stuff, I'll bring up music. Everybody has their own channel, and they make their own decisions. That's why I call this Ideas Live. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people go with flat Earth this or flat Earth that. You know what I mean? And I'm behind it. I'm a flat earther. Everybody knows that. There's no hiding it. You know what I mean? That you're not gonna come to my channel and it's not gonna be hidden from nobody. Yeah, common sense. Out common sense. Yeah, but I know you said it common sense, but common sense. It's like it's common sense. Everybody can voice their own opinions and their own their own theories on things. I have my theories and I have my beliefs and I have my common sense that I use sometimes. Sometimes. But there's sometimes that I have to sit back, relax, slow down sometimes because I am one of those people who get ahead of their self. You know what I mean? I get going a little too fast for what I'm trying to do, and I have to relax. I have to calm down. I have to think about what I'm doing, and then I could move forward as soon as I do that. Because if not, then I'll be jumping to conclusions and jumping off track, and I won't keep to the point. Sometimes when I'm doing broadcasts, I'll have to retract. You know what I mean? I'm like, we have to go back, just a little bit, just so I can get back on track. So I try to keep my common sense levels up as high as I can, and we all need extra sense. So I do listen to a lot of YouTube content creators. And I feel like some really, I feel like some got good information that don't get out that it don't get out to everybody, especially to my listeners, because my listeners don't listen to all the content creators. So for my listeners, so sometimes I mirror, like I was saying, I was gonna mirror some Russian vids tonight, just a part of his broadcast, and like I said, he's already gave me permission. I don't know, all around flat Earth, if you've ever heard. Okay, I got you on that. I understand what you're saying, man. It's kind of like the opinion thing or the theory, like the opinion thing that I was talking about a second ago. Like some people you can't call. They say you can't call me a flat earther because the Earth is flat. Some people just say it like that. You know what I mean? I heard several people say it like that. I'm not a flat earther. I'm just here on Earth, and the Earth is flat. The Earth doesn't move. You know what I mean? And I've heard that. You know what I mean? But like I said, I listen to a lot of YouTube content creators. I feel like there's really good information. And like I said, I have listeners that I don't think the information gets out to. So if I get a hold of these guys and I ask them if I can mirror some of their content, you know what I mean? If they say, yeah, I'm going to run with it, I only talk to the ones that are not monetized. If it's monetized, I'll skip it. You know what I mean? So I only get to the ones that are not monetized. You know what I mean? So that I can get some more information out, especially to the people that I know. Like the people that follow me like on a regular basis. Like I got a lot of listeners that listen to me, especially through KBLP LLC, where I do my podcast at. And like I said, I'm just taking a little break from there. Nothing major. But I'm taking a little break so that I'm giving some other podcasts some room to get going, to do some new things. Okay, my Franken B Flat, Travis Flat Earth Boxer, D Dan Pratt, Dan Schuling, Kristen Gypsy, P900 Smash, Living Water, Still Waters. I know at least half of them. You can call me a flat earther. I don't care, bro. I was just telling you my opinion on it. That's cool. That's why I said I respect the opinions. Like I'd rather somebody have their opinion or I respect that more than just somebody just saying, "Oh, lottie dottie, I'll just go along with the story." I'd rather I really respect your opinion. I really, it really makes me happier to know that the Earth is flat, but you're not a flat. You don't consider yourself a flat earther. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's funny. I consider myself a flat earther, but I do. Maybe one day I'll get to the point where I don't put myself in that class anymore, where I just say the Earth is flat. That's it. You know what I mean? My name's Ike Diaz. The Earth is flat. I kind of sounded like that the goofy dude that was at the Flat Earth convention here in Colorado. Um, the one I did the broadcast on, Logan Paul or Paul Logan or whatever. Um, that podcast did pretty good. That was right before the crackdown, so I was getting some really good numbers. Yeah, yeah, I feel the same way, man. We're not spinning through outer space. Uh, hey, hi Gina, how you doing? Thanks for. I'm glad. We all around flat Earth. We have some listeners that come in. They try to say hi to everybody. They're pretty cool. You know what I mean? Like I keep telling them I'm gonna get them wrenches. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to get to that level. You know what I mean? So Hopefully you keep listening to me and I can get you a wrench too, man, as soon as I can figure it out. I should know how to do it, but since they changed the beta thing, I was giving out wrenches on KBLP LLC, but since they switched it, I don't know how to do the wrenches now. So it's something I got to work on. Maybe you can explain it to me. I know you said you're really good at the computer stuff, man. Maybe you might be able to help me out a little later with it. You know what I mean? When you get a chance. I got to get me some more water real quick, guys. Stay tuned. I'm gonna leave it right here. I'll actually go to Ike League so that you guys could. Anybody who pops in, please subscribe to Ike League. Just give me just a little. I don't like to do this, but I just want to grab some real quick water because I'm getting thirsty, guys, and it's getting kind of late, so I don't want to be all dehydrating up here, losing my voice while I'm trying to talk to everybody. So just give me just like 1 second, guys. Thank you. Ike Diaz Live. Make sure you check me out on KBLP LLC. Hold on a sec, guys. Ike Diaz Live. Ike Diaz Live. Ike Diaz Live. Thank you for your patience, guys. I appreciate it. Seeing the options pop up. Okay, I'll go back. Thank you, all around flat Earth. I'll try that, but I just don't want to go onto the screen while we're. Well, I know it's only what you call it, so let me check real quick. In the options over here, right? In these options to the right. I'll work on it later because I want to get through the what we got working on right now. But I appreciate it. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna save your comment so I could no, it's the beta thing because before I didn't have to use the beta thing. So the reason I live stream is because I have to I can't pre-record no more on my desktop. Before I used to pre-record and then I used to put the videos on. Now, since they made me switch to the beta, I can't pre-record anymore. So I don't know what the deal was with that. But I was doing really good. I was making the pre-recorded videos and then putting them out. People were listening and I was getting a lot of views, a lot of likes. And then they switched it on me and I couldn't do anything after that. I've been just live streaming since then, which I don't mind, because I'm used to it from doing my podcast. We do all our podcasts live, and I do a 5 hour podcast on Saturday nights. I do a 5 hour hip hop not a hip hop podcast. I do an old school podcast, like old school rock, old school R&B, old school, just any kind of old school music. I go on for 5 hours, so it's a really good time. So if you ever get a chance, I should be back up in the next couple weeks. If you're into old school music, all around flat, stop by, check it out. Let me know what you think. If you get a chance. So that brings us to my next thing that I was getting into right now before I wanted to get me something to drink. So reality in life is real, but the elites that govern over everyone are actually making this into a matrix, guys. Is what I think. Like people kind of make fun and talk about the red pill and the blue pill. You know what I mean? And I'm not talking about that in a sense. I'm talking about like like the red pill and the blue pill is it's kind of like a metaphor to talking about this, because I think that people who are following the mainstream outlook on life are totally asleep until people actually step out of the box or step out of that world. I think that they're in a simulation, and they're making this a simulation, guys. They're making this a total simulation. Like, this is all simulated. I know sometimes I mess up my words. I was thirsty right now, so like it's all simulated. Everything's all set up. Like everything we go through, just like Trump. Just like the two things that bother me. The wall which he promised, which I didn't really care either way. Um, I know I should be caring one way or the other, but it really didn't matter. But the other thing that bothers me is he keeps saying, I'm gonna drain the swamp. I'm gonna drain the swamp. His career as president is almost over, and there's only been one arrest in 4 years. So, I don't like to talk about politics. I'm just saying that this is like laid out as a simulation for us, guys. It's like not real. It's like I'm at a point where, like, once I stepped out of that simulation, like I literally, like, last night we were sitting there having a conversation, and I had already brought this up. We were with the guys, and I literally said, I'm out of that simulation. I'm not in it no more. I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna go for it no more. It's over. I'm not gonna put myself or my kids in that no more. I teach my kids my kids know everything that I do. Like, I have 8 kids. My youngest is 17. My oldest are 20 gonna be 28 years old. And they all know. Yeah, that's what he's a puppet. You know what I mean? But when he tells us that these indictments are coming down and he's draining the swamp, man, it's 4 years into his career, and like I said, what, 1, 2 people got arrested? Where are these indictments that he's been talking about? Where are they at? Like, where are the people that are supposed to get arrested? I could sit here and I can tell, because I got my buddies in Chicago, and we know where all those weapons came from. You know what I mean? They told me these stories on how these weapons all got to Chicago, and they came from a former president's wife. And I don't want to mention her name right now. So like I said, I don't want to get into I don't want to get into politics. I'm just saying that he's a puppet. You know what I mean? These actors, these actors, actresses, all around, they're all puppets, just like the Cardi B. She's a puppet. You know what I mean? You know, it's all the same stuff. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed at all. You know, like when I told the guys that I stepped out of it, that I stepped out of that simulation last night, I had to tell them several times because it's like they didn't understand what I was saying. Like they didn't like it didn't click into their reality, like their reality of it all. It like didn't I know one of my little buddies, he's younger than me. He's like 10 years younger than me. I know that it really I mean, I noticed that because he's into all this stuff that we're talking about. He's into all this. He knows about all this. Um, so I know it hit him, but I don't think that it really hit some of my other friends. I don't really think that it hit my other friends because they just didn't. It was like it was okay. It's like trying to explain the gravitational pull to somebody who thinks the Earth is flat. You know what I mean? Well, we all know it's gravity is just a theory. It's not real. We know that. We know that. But if you try, you know what I mean? It's like pulling out teeth is what I'm saying. It's like pulling out teeth is what I kind of went through last night with these guys because I had to say it over and over and over. And it's the they talk about the right left paradigm, and that's what basically I was going through last night. With these guys, and they like I have friends that like the way I consider like Republicans and Democrats is like most people who are less than below middle class or a third or lower are for the most part Democrats, and then you have your Republicans. But I got guys that are like below middle class and they're like Republicans. I keep saying I'm not going to talk about politics, but it keeps leading me back to the same thing because I'm talking about the reality versus life theory thing that thoughts that I have on it. Like I really sit back and I think that some people just won't come out of it. And I don't think they ever will. I don't think they ever will come out of the world that they're in. They just won't do it because, for one, they're afraid. I do know this for a fact. For one, they won't step out of that world because of the fear, because they're so used to everything being all lottie dottie. We like to party, and they don't want to leave it, because once you leave it, it's there's no going back. There's no going back, guys. It's it. That's it. That's all you know now. Now that's what life is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Republican if you have to pick. Yeah, like I said, my buddies are Republicans, and like I said, but they're below middle class as far as if you look at their the pay, the pay that they make. You know what I mean? Some of my buddies, like as far as me now, I don't pick either side now because I'm out of it now. I'm done with it. You know what I mean? I realize that it's made up. You know what I mean? Like they send everybody out to vote for the president, and we've known this for years since the Reagan era, economics, that it's all done by the populace. So ye- okay, I didn't vote. I didn't vote, and when Trump became president, I could look at myself and say, "Oh yeah, it's my fault." But no, it isn't my fault because it goes by the populace, and that's how Trump wanted. But if I guess I don't know, I have to look back. I just remember, and it's funny, and it's part of that video. It's like, um, Oh, if you didn't hear it on CNN or Fox, it's not real news. Oh no, that's fake news. You know what I mean? That's all fake news. You never voted, huh? I spent years of my life voting because my mom had me my mother had me so into voting that I spent years of my life voting until my awakening. Like I call it the awakening, and that's when I stopped going because I would vote. I would I would vote. I was friends with the mayor of the city, you know, of the city of Denver, and he's the mayor that I was friends with. I was friends with him and his wife. They were way older than me. I was just a young kid at the time when I was friends with him. And he's the one that signed that. When you get to the airport, he's the one that signed the Wellington Mayor Webb. He's the one that signed the New World Order International Airport. The DIA that we have out here, the second largest airport in America, and like I think it's like in the top five of busiest ones. And before that, we used to have an airport called Stapleton, and that was always in the top three busiest airports in America. It was always in the top three. It's funny. It's funny you bring that up. It's funny you bring that up. I'm gonna do a whole broadcast on that because I cannot deal with. I got 8 kids, man, and I can't understand guys who would send their women in to go do that. You know what I mean? I would never send every time I got a woman pregnant, I was excited. I wanted 12 kids. I would never do that I would never do that to a woman. I would never do that to an unborn child. You know what I mean? That's like one of my worst fears. I have nightmares over that. It's so crazy that you bring that up because like I just could not do that. I just all around flat, man. I'm glad you brought that up because me personally, in my opinion, I would never do that. I would never do that to any woman. I would never let it be done. I hope it's never done to my children. I pray every night that if any of my girls get pregnant, that it never happens to them. My daughter just had a beautiful. My daughter had a beautiful baby, Sergeant Liam, and I'm all excited. He's like 4 or 5 months old right now. I'm so proud of him. And I love that she didn't, that she went ahead and had the baby and didn't have any other thoughts of something like that. You know what I mean? Like, there's things in advance. Like if people are gonna make that decision, you don't even have to get to that point because there's protection. There's protection out there that anybody could buy. I know this, that sometimes things happen and protection don't work sometimes, but there's protection. People don't need to go that route. People don't need to get to that. So that kind of thing gets me fired up. Man, dude, how did we get on the same page with that, man? Man, that's crazy, man, that we got on the same page with that, man. It, there, I can't, man. Thank you for bringing it up, man, because I wasn't gonna bring it up till I did a broadcast about it because that really hits home because I think about like when I was a young kid and I was still playing the field and meeting women and doing things like that. I wonder how many, if any did that to me. You know what I mean? And if I were to know, man, you know how much it would hurt my feelings, like how I would feel, man. I'd be so brokenhearted. Hey, were you doing that? Hey, the best. How you doing? Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. That's awesome. Thank you, the best. We're getting into some other conversations tonight. Not our normal, not our normal podcast that we usually have broadcast, but we got me and all around flat Earth, and we had Tech in here, Trent, Susan. We got some really good conversations going all around flat Earth. Got us going tonight. My favorite shirt said only half the people entering. Oh man, I don't even, I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to talk it into existence, man, because I don't want it to happen around me, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, I'm just gonna be like all the kids say, 100, man. I'm gonna be 100 because, man, that drives me nuts. Just the thought of it. You know what I mean? Where were you doing your? Where were you doing your? Where were you doing your picketing or your not picket? It's not called picketing. What is it called? It's what were you doing? Yeah, pick. You said picketing. Where were you doing in Arizona, in Phoenix, Arizona? So it's pretty bad out there too, then, huh? Because it goes on out here in Colorado. You know what I mean? It goes on. It goes on, and it's pretty heartbreaking. You know, if you want to know my honest opinion about it, it's pretty heartbreaking that and I've known people who have done that to their significant other without them knowing, and I feel bad about it when they had done, I can't say nothing about it, but I feel bad that they even done it, that they even done that, because that's, oh man, you got me going on this one now. Like you got me all discombobulated and just like hurt feelings, man, because that hits home, man. To be honest with you, you know what I mean. That really hits home. That struck a nerve with me right now, man. Like I said, I just pray that none of my kids ever do that or ever even think about it. I know. All we got to do is pray that our kids make the right decisions and they move forward, man. And they, if they do, they take responsibility. You know what I mean, for having a baby. I didn't mean to say it. I meant for having a baby. You know what I mean. So the best, where'd you go? Are you still listening with us, man? Hopefully you're still with us. Hopefully you're still hanging out with us. That'll be totally awesome. We get a lot of people that jump in. Like we had got up to 12 listeners, and now we're back down to 7 or 6 now. But we had got up to 12 listeners. That's pretty awesome. Hey, like I said, I'm excited because, like I said, this is a new channel, and to get that many listeners, I'm happy. I only had this channel for like a month and a half, almost 2 months. So every time I get on, I'm like all excited. Hey, Flat Earth Data, how are you? It's good to see you tonight. Thank you for stopping by. I know you always hear me say, I'm excited. We got 12 listeners in tonight. I'm still building. I'm still building, Flat Earth Data. But Romans 12:19 through 21. Okay. Actually, I keep that right by me. So hold on just a second, and I'm gonna actually go to that right now because I keep that right by me. Ike Diaz live. We up in here. We got Flat Earth Data. We got All Around Flat. We got Trent. We got Susan. We got Beth. We got Gina. I hope Gina's still in because I know she had to go to bed early tonight or something like that. Susan's with us. I think Steve popped in from KBLP podcast. I think he's on that one. Let me look at that real quick. That's some deep stuff right there. So you were I got to get better at looking these up. There, I just passed it up. I always like when somebody brings up a scripture. I always like to look into it right away, because that way, if I don't, then I'll forget. So I always look into it like as soon as possible. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but it is mine because I do read it on a daily basis. Like some people, they have their little stand where they put their good book and then it never gets looked at. I carry mine around so I can bust it open whenever somebody brings something up. If I could just look better at it. So we're having a really good show tonight. Once again, I want to thank everybody for stopping in tonight. It's been really cool. It's been really awesome to have you guys here. I still got the clips I want to play tonight that I have coming up for everybody. Thank you, Flat Earth Data. You're awesome, man. Thanks for always being here, man. Thanks for always supporting me. You are awesome. I actually said hi to you yesterday on D Marbles. I don't know if you saw my hi. You have two daughters, 7 and 11. Yeah, I have 3 daughters, but I have a 17 and I have a 17-year-old and I have a 25-year-old that just had a baby. So let me find. Man, I'm on the spot now. Flat Earth Data put me on the spot. But I see. That's why I said if I don't look it up now, I'm gonna forget. If I don't look it up right now, I'll forget. Oh, there it is, right there. So how's it going tonight, Flat Earth Data? So I think you were on that night with D Marble and Vegan and all them when they got all crazy, huh? Did you get to watch that broadcast? The Bill from Glowbusters, man, you were on that with us, right? Just doing some research today. No, okay, I thought you were on. Then you, I know you were. I know we were on one together. Jeremiah 10. Oh, really? Oh, that's really interesting. I'm gonna write that one down because I'll go back to that one. But I caught this one already. Man, I go through all the flat Earth references in the Bible. I've gone through so many of them. It's so crazy. Like there's like at least over 100 of them, man. I've read through all of them. Wow, 1920. So yeah, this is kind of like from the movie too, but so it's basically Beloved, do not avenge yourselves, but rather give place to wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine. I will repay, says the Lord. Therefore, if your enemy is hungry, feed him. If he is thirsty, give him a drink. For in so doing, you will heap coals of fire on his head. Okay, yeah, I went through that. Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. Yeah, that's true, man. That's true. I'm glad I caught it right away, because if not, I would have forgot all about it. But I wrote that Jeremiah down. Guys, I know it's on the internet, but I don't know if I could trust it as much. I'd really like to find um the Bible says not to chop. I know you're not supposed to put a tree in your house with. I know. I just had read that. I just had read that actually. Jeremiah 10 and celebrates fake Christmas. Yeah, I know. We don't celebrate holidays no more, guys, because of all this. Once all this happened, man, we stopped celebrating holidays in my house. And I know some people who later on who might hear this, they're gonna take it the wrong way. But it's like I'm being honest. We just don't celebrate them no more. Like we don't celebrate any holidays at all no more. Like I don't have any problem with anybody celebrating holidays. I mean, everybody makes their own. Like we talked about earlier, they have their own opinions, their own, everything, their own stuff that they do. But as far as my house goes, we don't celebrate any holidays at all. That's it. That's it. That's the only way to go, man. You're right. All around flat Earth. What you flat Earth data? What'd you miss? What didn't you notice? The Bible describes the whole Christmas ritual perfectly. It's crazy. I was seeing what the Bible specifically says not to chop down a tree, bring it into your house. Oh yeah, I know. I was just reading that one. I was just going over that one. That's crazy. That's crazy. It's funny, like some of the stuff like that you guys are bringing up, man. I just either read or I was thinking about. So it's like I'm like sitting here going, wow, man. They're like we're like all like in sync tonight. Like we're all on like the same. I don't know what to call that, man, but it seems like we're all like we're having the same thoughts tonight or something. The thought police are out tonight. No, that is the coolest thing. How many people read but do not see what they read? You know what? I used to read the Bible, but now I study the Bible. Like right now, I just read it real quick. You know what I mean? But I study now. My whole goal in my life now is to study the Bible. That's why I keep it with me as like a handbook every day. Like right away when people come up with verses, I read. You could do it with what I was trying to get at is you could do it with your phone, but I don't really trust what comes up in the phone, like the internet stuff. That's why I was, I'm actually looking for the Book of Enoch. I want to get an original copy of the Book of Enoch because I really want to read it. Because I just want to know more about the Book of Enoch because um I've read parts of it over the internet, but I don't know if that's real. Like what's posted on the internet, I really don't know if it's real. So I wanna make my own decisions or my own opinions, like we talked about, on if it's real or not, guys. It's I don't wanna. Yeah, I call it all around flat. I know you're talking. I know you sent that out to Flatter Data, but um, I study the Bible now. Like I've read the Bible front to back 3 or 4 times, 5 times. I study the Bible now. You know. Yeah, see that's the thing too is you're right there, Flatter Data. Like you're right. Yeah, see that's the other thing is I want to trace the origins back to I know that when you trace it back it's written backwards or something like that, you know what I mean? But that's what the thing that got me worried about that is that the translations is that what really got to me about that was that you know, the elites, they study everything backwards. You know, they teach their kids how to read, spell, everything backwards. So that's the only thing. Oh, what's up, Ike? What's going on, Ike? Thank you. Thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah, yeah, I want to go back all the way, but like I said, it's written backwards, so it's really like it's I believe in the word, like all the word. I believe all of it. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. See, that's been a debate for a long time. You know, I just want to read it. You know what I mean? If it was supposed to be in there, yeah, it should have been in there. But you got to remember that's not the only book that's not in there either. You know, there's like 3 or 4 other books that's not in there. And sorry, Mike, I get those alerts all the time, guys. Um, I think it's John and Paul, right? They were the only ones that didn't meet Jesus, right? Everybody else in the book in the Bible learned from him directly, correct or no? From what I understand, from my remembering, I think that John and Paul were the only ones that didn't, and I think I had just watched that movie that they had just released. Like I said, like like people who listen to me, yeah, sometimes I might make a mistake, and I apologize for it. If I make a mistake, please let me know, and I'll look back at it. I'll try to fix it up, guys. Like, so for new listeners that come in, don't judge me like if I made 1 or 2 mistakes, but and I talk about 100 things that are right. Make sure that you judge me like on the good character. I try to be, as 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 positive, and I try to give the best information I can, and I try to express my opinion from my heart as best as possible, guys. So, um, so like I know I've already had like some other like people who listen to me come in, listen, and be like, "Oh, you got this wrong about flat Earth. I'm not gonna listen to you no more." I'm like, dude, this is the first time you ever been here, um I'm still learning too. I've only been doing this about going on 3 years now, so it's not like I know everything about it, so but I'm gonna bring the best knowledge I can, the best information that I could bring to the table. I'm not just gonna go off the handle and just throw a bunch of nonsense out to everybody that's not even true or not, just stuff I made up. Like, You know, if I'm gonna do some research, I'm gonna film it. I'm gonna show it to everybody. You know, and if it's good enough research, hopefully, you know, people are excited about it and people will watch it. You know what I mean? And be pumped up about it. And hopefully it makes other people want to go out and do more research. You know what I mean? Like, there's a show we were talking about the Cowboy Day stuff. All around flat Earth, all around flat. So I keep saying all around flat Earth, but we were talking about the Cowboy Days, but you know, there's a show called Wild Wild West, right? So when I was a kid, they would only play this show on Sundays, and I used to wonder why. Why would they only play this show on Sundays? So I'm gonna get to the point where why they would only do it on Sundays. So now it's on Me TV. I don't know if you guys get Me TV where you guys live. It's one of my favorite channels. They play all the old shows from like the 70s, 80s. They even go back to like the 60s with the Twilight Zones and Outer Limits and all that stuff like that. And so anyway, the point that I'm making is that so on Me TV they only play it on Sundays. So what I came to start thinking was that the reason they only play it like once a week because yeah, it was a sci-fi show, and I think that people would have if they saw that if they saw the like those inventions that were made, you know, there's some really smart people out there. They would go back and start, doing those inventions. You know what I mean? And that's what I came up to. I think that's the reason the show's not really that good, but they actually had some really good inventions before their time. You know what I mean? Before they were actually presentable to anybody. You know what I mean? And even back then, people's intellect and intelligence was so good that they could recreate a lot of those inventions. You know, so it's like I think about it, I'm like, maybe that's the reason. I don't know if that's the reason, but for some reason that show is suppressed and they only play it one day a week. You know, you could watch it anytime on the internet. You know what I mean? You could binge watch it if you want on YouTube or whatever. But as far as that TV shows, yeah, it's a Wild Wild West show, but it's a sci-fi show. And if you take out the inventions and you take out all these smart people, with high IQs, they could redo those things. And I think that the government didn't want people to know about that. So so I got a question for you guys. Flatter Data, Ike, all around flat. Gina, if you're still here, Susan, if you're here, I got a question for you. I was a little young when $6 Million Man came out. I think I was. I don't even know if I was born yet. I don't know what year it came out. But the video that I have prepared, that I have queued up, it says it has the $6 Million Man. I don't know. It may have been like chopped up voices or something, but it was sounding like the same voice. The $6 Million Man ends up in outer space, and he says, "Earth, we just ran into a problem." And they go, "What's the problem?" He goes, "The Earth is flat." And I don't know if either one of you guys have seen that. I don't know if it's like a made up clip or something or whatever. If anybody out there, if you hear this now or if you hear this later, if that's not my trivia for tonight that I was going to do for the T-shirt, but that's I'm gonna knock that trivia out here in a second here. But that's a question I got, just an oddball question. You know what I mean? Like was it real? I gotta go back and I gotta look because I really honestly I remember $6 Million Man. I remember the reruns, but I was really young. They were reruns when I was a kid. They weren't. I didn't catch it. It had to be. It had to be before I was born. I'm gonna have to Google it and see what years it came out. But it really did. I watched the clip and it said, you know, Earth, we got a problem, and I bet you any money they will not play that episode. You know, the Earth is flat. But I think it might have been chopped up and made up or something. I don't know, guys. I can't tell you. But I'm just throwing that out there. Yeah, I'm gonna look into it myself. I got it in this clip right now, but I don't know if I'll be able to get to the clip to play it because I only wanted to play a couple parts of this video I got for everybody. But it's a really good video. It's a really interesting video. You know, with this new channel, man, we got some really, you know, I really want to thank you guys. We got some really good, you know, we got really good. Everybody's been really cool and really motivating. You guys have really motivated me. I really want to thank you guys. I'm really grateful for you guys that come by and say hello, and everybody else throughout the week. You know, because we get a lot of the other people stopping by all week. So it's really nice to have that because it's like. So sometimes you don't get that. Sometimes you don't get, you know, a group of people in the chat. I know Flat Earth Data, you could back me up on this. When we had that bomb of Globers that night, you remember? That was a little wild there. You remember? I'm sure I saw it, but it was I was too little to catch it. The show was in the see. That's what I'm saying. If it was in the '70s, I was either not even born yet, or I was just a little young, but you know, like I was a youngster, you know. So I don't know. I remember watching some of the shows. You want to know what's funny is, you know, I've been a coach for years. I've been coaching sports, you know, and hey Trent, oh cool, you're still here. Thanks, man. Thanks for listening. Why haven't you been chatting with everybody since you're here, bud? You gotta let us know your side too. So I've coached basketball for years, and every time somebody traveled, I always say they caught him with the Buck Rogers Day. You guys remember Buck Rogers in the 25th century? That was when I was a kid. That was one of my favorite shows. I was like, you know, I was so into it. I was like, man, I'm gonna become you know, like every kid, you know, I'm gonna become an astronaut and I'm gonna go to space and all this stuff. Then we find out after all these years it's all fake. It's all fake. They lied to us. They lied to us. It's not real. Yeah, man. I watched the Fall Guy. I remember. Fall Guy was great, man. Buck Rogers Christmas and Buck Rogers. What did you say? Christmas? Was it a Christmas special or something? Yeah, Face was on Buck Rogers, right? From the 18. I'm pretty. Yeah, he was on it. Yeah, you're right. That's bringing me back. I think even Buck Rogers was a rerun when I was a kid because I was watching that when I was like 7, 8 years old. So I think that was a rerun too, man. I think that was they had brought that back, man, when I was a kid. So I'm gonna go into this real quick clip, guys, and we'll talk about it after. Um, Hopefully, you guys can stick around after this. I'm gonna just play it real quick. It's only like about like a minute or something, guys. And you let me know what you guys think, okay? You guys let me know what you think of it. I know you guys have heard it. You guys have seen it. You guys have probably watched it a million times, but I just want to rerun it because um, I think we could pull some more information out of this because let me just run it real quick, guys. Hold on just a second.
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
Ike Diaz live. So Psalms 19:1, guys. Psalms 19:1. The reason I wanted to play that is because I was hoping that not just me, but I was hoping that you guys may have saw something in there that I missed because I've went over it several times. You know what I mean? That's a mirror that was put together by RV. So the whole video is pretty good. It's 28 minutes that he put together. It's pretty interesting. It's pretty deep. So um, I didn't. I just because of copyright strikes, I didn't want to go over a minute. You know, usually it's only 30 seconds, but I only did a minute on it. Oh yeah, you still on Knight Rider. I remember Knight Rider back in the days. You remember the new Knight Rider that came out in 2000 or something? I got a cool book about world history. It's amazing seeing how space wasn't introduced into society until 1960. Insane how space is new. I know, I know. That's what I tell people. Like, um, all this new technology didn't come around till after, till after, 1947. You know what I mean? All this new technology didn't come up till after flat Earth data. What's the fifth signs for? Did you get a chance to look at the clip I just played? It was only like a 1 minute clip. Oh, the song was from Lost Boys. I didn't even know what it was from. I just wanted to make sure so I didn't get a copyright strike, so I just ran it real quick. The White Knight Rider. Actually, no, you remember? Yeah, actually, I do kind of remember that there was two Knight Rider. It was only like a one show runoff, right, or something like that, right? Something like that. Of Knight Rider. But yeah, going back to that clip for a second, guys. Did you guys see anything I may have missed that because 1962 or 1961 or whatever I think that was when they filmed that, he was saying that we choose to go to the moon because it's hard, so we're gonna do it. But they didn't end up doing it until 1969 to 1972. What they say, we know, flat Earth data, Trent, all around flat, Ike. We all know that it's never been done, but they propagandize stuff and they say it's been done, but we know personally that it hasn't been done. So so I'm trying to pull stuff out there, and like I said, Psalms 19:1. like I said, I've read it over and over because that's on his tombstone. You know what I mean? Basically they brought all those German scientists over and they started NASA. And NASA, you think about it, it basically, what it basically says. So it's like crazy interesting, like some of that stuff like that went on back then. Like I think about it and I'm like, well, how could they really have got away with all that? Well, easy, because the technology, like as far as TVs and stuff like that, wasn't very good at all. You know what I mean? That they could do whatever they want. They could basically do whatever they really want because people weren't able to rewind it. Like now we have DVRs. Now we could rewind. We could check things out. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament shows his handwork. That's Psalms 19:1, guys. And that's on his gravestone. That's on the gravestone of, I always mess up his name, Werner van Braun or whatever his name is. I always mess up the name. Flat Earth Data, does that mean that you were taken off? I wasn't sure. That might have been. I know it's getting late, so you might have been giving me the good night symbol. The good night, Ike. We'll catch you next time. I gotta drop this trivia on you guys real quick. I know all around flat, you've been waiting on my trivia. Okay, so everybody remembers the movie Forrest Gump, correct? So I know, Mandela effect. Oh, okay, cool. So in Forrest Gump, when he was sitting on the bench with the nurse and he pulls out the box of chocolates, did he say life was like a box of chocolates or life is like a box of chocolates? So just write it in the chat for me. And like I said, I'm going to give it 4 or 5 days because we get a ton of listeners later. Write it in the chat. So the question is, and you win the King Cannabiz shirt. And then I'll ship it out to you, or your PO box, or wherever you want it shipped to. I'll ship it out. Ship it out. So the question is, when Tom Hanks was sitting on the bench, Forrest Gump was sitting on the bench eating the box of chocolates with the nurse. Did he say life was like a box of chocolates or life is like a box of chocolates? So I know we're going to get a lot of listeners later. So I'll give it till Friday. Today's Sunday night, so I'll give it till Friday, and I'll pick a winner, and then I'll send out a T-shirt. And what was I was going to do one more. I was going to do another one real quick. What's the other question that I have for you guys? Ha ha ha, Trent, you're funny, man. You're funny, Trent. Thanks, Trent. I hope you're still here all around flat. And I hope if you went to bed tonight, Flat Earth Data, I hope you have a good night, man. I don't know if that's what you were saying, but I know you always come by and help out and stuff and support the chat, support the heroes. Oh, so one of the I'm gonna take us back to another TV show. I know I don't watch I do watch new TV because it's like the 60s, 70s shows. I try to stay away from all the new stuff. I don't watch any of the new TV shows, but I will talk to you about one of the TV shows that I watched on Netflix, and I'll give you the reason why I watched it. But what year? This is a show I watched when I was a kid. What year did the Dukes and Hazards come out? What year was their first season? What year did the Dukes and Hazard come out? So you'll win a King Cannabiz shirt. So, like I said, you can write that in the chat later. So my first question was Forrest Gump, when he was sitting on the bench with the nurse, did he say life was like a box of chocolates or life is like a box of chocolates? My second question is the Dukes and Hazards. What year did the TV show debut? Did you get to hear it? Did you get to hear it? Oh, you heard the Dukes and Hazard one. Did you hear the first one, All Around Flat? So the first one, All Around Flat, was um, Tom Hanks in Forrest Gump. When he was on the bench, did he say life was like a box of chocolates, or life was like a box of chocolates? Life is like a box of chocolates, or life was like a box of chocolates. So that's the thing. So just write it in the chat. Like I said, on the Dukes and Hazards, I have to research it just to make sure what year it is, because I don't remember. Man, I was watching reruns of the Dukes and Hazard too, man. All these shows came out before I was born, man. I was literally watching reruns of all these shows, man. What I know, no, I caught your Dukes and Hazard ones, the dates on the Dukes and Hazards, All Around Flat, but I didn't see your answer for the Forrest Gump one. I know you said you'd take some trivia. Oh, okay, I see it. My bad, I didn't see that part. All right, that's a good answer. That's a good answer. I'm not going to tell you it's right or wrong. I'm not going to say nothing right now. I can't say nothing till Friday. I'll announce it Friday when I come on and do the broadcast, and then I let everybody know. You probably got it right on the Duke Boys. I'll tell you that. The Duke Boys promoting brand new hits. That was crazy. That was a crazy show. That was a good show back in the days. Man, we had a good run tonight. We had a good part. We had a good broadcast tonight. I felt like we're rocking pretty tough tonight, everybody. Everybody's doing pretty good tonight, man. No, I got them all now, all flat, all around flat. I appreciate it, and I guess Flat Earth Data did it's late, so I understand. So I'll go ahead and I'm gonna wrap it up real quick, guys. Like I said, the main thing, guys, is everybody has an opinion. Like, I don't want to say that, it's like I'll keep that to myself. But everybody has their own opinion. Everybody has their own. Everybody has their own ideas about things, and like I said, everybody has their own channel, so everybody could put up their own content about what they want to put up. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't have to. be controlled by anybody. You know what I mean? We all have an open platform now. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's not like people could take over like our open platform. You know what I mean? Right now we have freedom of speech. Let's take advantage of it. Let's get all the flat Earth information we can get out to everybody we can, because we have to, guys. We have to. It's up to us. You know what I mean? So King Cannabis presents Ike Diaz Live, KBLP LLC 4 on YouTube, KBLP LLC Podcast on YouTube, KBLP LLC on Speaker, on iHeart, on Spotify, on Pandora, on iTunes. Make sure to check out King's Cannabis clothing line. You can also check out King's Cannabis at 2132 East Bayou Street, Suite 114, Colorado Springs, Colorado 80909. King Cannabis at gmail.com. Phone number is 719-465-2407. And I want to thank everybody tonight that's been in the chat, that's been keeping me going tonight, keeping me on my toes. Flatter Data, Trent, all around flat. That's awesome tonight, man. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it, man. I'm working on more content. I don't want to say better content, but I mean more content to bring. I'm working on experiments and stuff that I've done, that I've recorded. I've got a lot of video, that I want to put out to everybody. So just keep tuning in to me, man. I appreciate you listening. Trent, Ike, Susan, Gina, did Amber come by? Amber, I think Amber came by for a second. Amber, Gina. Trying to get everybody before I go. I know it wasn't a lot. I know it was Steve. KBLP came by with Steve. KBLP LLC Podcast and KBLP LLC 4. So thanks, Steve, for popping in, man. You're awesome, bro. Oh yeah, Trent. I don't know if I got to say Trent, but all around flat. Hopefully you win the contest, man. You're probably gonna win the contest. Hopefully we get some people answering the questions. Like hopefully we get some answers, and I'll ship that out to your PO box or wherever you want me to ship it. Hopefully you're the winner, since you kept me going all night and stood in with me. Sometimes it's like somebody will tell me like 2 days later, I was in the chat all night with you, and I'm like it was other people. I didn't even see you in the chat. You know what I mean? I crack up about it. I'm like, oh man, that's funny, but it's cool. It's great. Trent, see, there you go. I was here. Yeah, you was here. I'm glad you listened, Trent. I appreciate it, man. Thank you, bro. So once again, thank you all around flat. Let me go to let me go to Angel Cruz's page real quick, Angel Cannabis real quick, and see if I could because I don't want to. I should have did the screen share. I should have did the screen share before. I'm all worried about it now because it's late and people pop on and. Okay, so right there. Well, that's the I don't know. That's our podcast group right there, guys. So, but that's our Facebook like messenger group for KBLP LLC. See, you can see this now. Like you can't see it in my link right here, but here we go. He actually is wearing the King Cannabis shirt right here. See, this is all flatter, all around flat. This is the shirt right here, the King Cannabis shirt. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool shirt. I hope you can see it. I know everybody's gonna complain about this right here. I already know because the double-sided the dual sides and stuff like that, but they're not into none of that stuff, guys. So you know what I mean? They're trying to run the business. You know what I'm saying? He's just supporting the business. This is the one that has the studio. This is Canada. He has a studio. He supports Angel King Cannabis's business. I was just showing the shirt. But once again, guys, that's the shirt. And you can actually pick your color too. I have a red one on, so if you do win the contest, you could pick your color. You can let me know what color, and I could send it out to you. So all around Flat Earth Data, you're awesome. I appreciate it. I'm gonna close it down for the evening. Ike Diaz live. Once again, thank you all for tuning in. You guys are all amazing. Let's stop by the chat. Good night.